One place that you should definitely feel safe, outside of your home of course, is your local playground. But you'd be surprised at how many times at places as innocent as a playground or a park, creepy and strange behavior has been captured through photographs and video. Each incident is a bit scarier than the last, so today we'll be checking out 5 times people have seen creepy things in playground. A playground is haunted, at least in the internet age, is by looking for playground equipment that appears to be moving by itself. So we'll start today with the video that comes from Twitter and that was originally posted in February of 2019. We don't know exactly where the location is, but a young lady named Farlina L. Carroll posted this video with the caption, "So my dad's friend's wife took a video at a resort's playground. Normally I would say wind, but watch the last part. Tell me what you think. The single swing repeatedly moves up and down with no one else present." And I've got to agree with Farlina. It's hard to just attribute this to the wind, especially when the separate swing just a foot away is barely moving at all. So what else could this be besides a ghost? If you know which resort park this was, then please leave that information for us in the comments down below. I also think it's worth mentioning that she pointed out in her own comments of the post, a video that was viewed more than 5 million times, that she wasn't the one who took the video. Her dad's friend shared it with her just to get an opinion, but Farlina trusts that the footage wasn't edited or docked up in any way. We've also shown other examples of seemingly haunted swing sets in previous episodes, like this one that went viral with national news coverage when a father in Rhode Island took his daughters to the park, and from a distance, even before they got out of the car, this is what they saw. Creepy. Or even here, where scientists had managed to capture this footage all the way back in the early 2000s, where you even see people physically stop the swings from moving, walk away from the swing set, then watch as everything starts moving again all by itself. What do you think could be happening in any of these 3 situations? Could they all simply be hoaxes? Now check out this photograph that we just recently uncovered here at the Supreme. It looks like this merry-go-round is filled with the spirits of dead children. But how is something like that even possible? Are these ghosts playing on this playground equipment? Because if they are, I definitely don't think they're alone. Check out our next story. Dead children's playground. How would you like to play on a playground that's right smack dab in the middle of a cemetery? Does that sound like a good time to you? Well, that's exactly where Drost Park in Huntsville, Alabama finds itself, a place that carries the ominous nickname Dead Children's Playground. The nickname is eerily fitting, however, at least if you listen to the locals, deep in the confines of the 100-acre Maple Hill Cemetery, Alabama's largest, rumors afloat of the deceased children that still come out to play. In the 1960s, some of the areas around Huntsville experienced a terrible period of repeated child abductions. Many of the children didn't survive, unfortunately, and legend says that some of their bodies were discovered near Dead Children's Playground. Paranormal investigators have investigated this area on numerous occasions, with thrill seekers and YouTubers curious to see if they could spot anything out of the ordinary. What would it take for you to investigate an area such as this? Are you really that interested in seeing whether or not dead children actually play here? Oh, what am I asking? You're watching The Supreme. Of course you would want to see that. Aside from the spooky swings that have been known to move by themselves, people have also reported sightings of spheres, of ghosts floating around. And others have stated they've heard children playing in the distance, even though when they looked around for them, nobody was there. Creepy, right? Well, Keiko's Graveyard. Don't forget to make sure you let us know exactly what your favorite clip of the day was. Also, if there are any playgrounds or playground events that we may have missed, then please fill us in on that down below as well. We post every single day here on The Supreme, and we always want to make sure we've got the best stories just for you. So imagine that you were setting out to create your very own park and playground. What are a couple of things you think you'd be looking out for before you begin your construction? Perhaps things like How many kids live in the area? Are we a safe proximity away from things like jails and mental institutions? Hey, I've never been on a park planning committee, but I imagine those are some things that people would definitely want to know. Anyway, there's a park in Pennsylvania that perhaps didn't do enough planning, because during one park and playground's renovation, a very spooky discovery was made. Wakeco Park in Pennsylvania was discovered to have been sitting directly over top an ancient graveyard. How crazy is that? Obviously, one of the more popular places in the city among the youth, Wakeco Park was built all the way back in the year 1910. But at the turn of the 21st century, city officials wanted to upgrade the play area, so they set out to renovate the park with a recreation building and tennis courts. However, when they set out to dig into the earth to begin the process, a very eerie discovery was made. An ancient cemetery, believed to be filled with approximately 3,000 African Americans, was found underneath. Yes, 3,000. And it's also believed that many of the 3,000 were members of the Mother Bethel African Methodist Episcopal Church, which, according to reports, is the oldest African American church known in the United States. So the question then becomes, how could all of these people be buried in one area like this without any records showing they were there? Well, other records show that the Mother Bethel Church owned the land and purchased the property to be used as a cemetery all the way back in the year 1810. And at that time, this soil wasn't a part of the city of Philadelphia. Today, however, it is. And back then, African Americans were banned from being buried within the city limits. So it kind of just got lost in the shuffle and in the time. This place was used as a burial site until about 1864, which is when the ground started to actually deteriorate. Later, it's unclear exactly when, but the Mother Bethel Church ended up selling off the land in order to help with renovations to the actual church. And alas, it wasn't seen again until the city wanted to renovate the popular park. So with all that said, does anyone in PA think this place is haunted? Or have there ever been reports that it was? If you've been to this playground before and have seen anything out of the ordinary, please let us know all about it down below. World's most dangerous playground? Today's special shout out goes to Just Brian 707, who just a few days ago watched one of our most recent episodes and loved it so much that he decided to drop us a comment. Thanks a lot, Just Brian, and don't forget, just make sure you just keep watching, and I promise you that you'll just be entertained. Just because. We'll move things along. Our second to last story of the day is about possibly the world's ugliest, creepiest, and scariest playground anywhere in the world. Check this one out. The heck is that? What kind of playground? Who plays here? This playground can be found in Tver, Russia. Now, when I heard that this place was put together with primarily old scrapyard metal, I kind of figured it would look pretty crazy. Yeah, you heard me right. They wanted children to play on old scrapyard metal. How safe can that be? And when you watch this guy walk around and play on some of these contraptions, how is he not hurting himself? Seriously, can you imagine a 10 or 11-year-old trying to climb into one of these? I mean, what even is that? It's not a swing, and as soon as he gets into it and puts his feet up, it flips completely over and he's hanging upside down. And while I do think that I might get a kick out of this, I don't think my kids would like it. Or how about this big yellow thing that I don't even know what to call? What the heck is that? I mean, no, seriously, is this even a real toy? I've never seen anything like this in my life. Do you want to get a shout out in one of our daily videos? Well, don't forget to drop a comment down below with the hashtag Supreme Family. Tomorrow could be your day. Now, let's get back to the topic. Kids' toys. We'll end things today right here with a quick story about what not to do if you're a dad trying to be cool for your kids. Listen, I'm a father, so I fully understand and support playing with your children, especially the young ones, as much as you can. But there's a certain point where we all have to realize that sometimes in life, we kind of just outgrow certain things. And we might be a little too old to do others. Like certain toys that are designed for children should only be played with by children. I'm not trying to sound like a Debbie Downer or discourage dads from playing with their young kids, but as you're about to see, some things can get a bit out of control if you don't execute the proper precaution. Like Check out this guy, a 37-year-old father who decided to climb his nearly 40-year-old self into this tiny toy and inevitably gets himself stuck, real stuck. And when he tried to get himself out, it was a major fail. He rocks to the front, he rocks to the side, and the more he tries to wiggle free, he seemingly just gets himself stuck deeper and deeper into this, well, I don't even know what the name of this toy is. The point though, is that after 30 minutes of trying to escape, him and his daughters break down and finally just call the fire department, who are forced to literally cut through the toy in order to free the embarrassed dad. Luckily, he ended up okay, even though unfortunately we cannot say the same about his ego or that toy. And that's today's video. If you like today's video, leave a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you never have to miss out on any of our interesting videos ever again.